Hello, everyone. So, my name is Adam Morton. I'm the director of this film called Amelia 2.0, formerly known as the Summerland Project. I am director slash VFX artist and deliverables technician here. So, a lot of you might not have ever been in this position. Maybe your film is so big you have a company that takes care of this for you. I'm kind of right in the middle. We have a big film, but at the end, in order to make things easier, and quicker and more efficient. I'm in charge of delivering the film to our sales agent. And it took me days to figure this process out. So I'm going to make a quick tutorial here for anyone who is working on delivering a final film to a distributor or post house or any place where the film's going to go out and be propagated into the world. What we have here is a sequence in Premiere. These are our final colored reels from the color house, and below we have all the audio channels from our audio house. What we're going to do here is we're going to create as many tracks as we need to hold all this. But where it gets kind of confusing is dealing with mono and stereo tracks. So there's a quick way to do this that's super easy once you figure it out. Trying to figure out is a nightmare. So we're going to make this sequence first. You can see I've already made it over here. This is the final, this is the file that we're going to deliver from. Once you make it, you're going to go to Modify Audio Channels, and you're going to want to set this to 16 or more. It depends on what audio tracks you're going to deliver. So what we're delivering is a print master, so this is just basic stereo left and right. This is a stereo M&E, music and effects only. This has all dialogue removed, and this is done so different distributors in different territories can dub your film, essentially, change the voices. Then we have a 5.1 print master, which has everything in it, and then we have a 5.1 music and effects. So we want all of this to be embedded within the same Quicktime file. Now for this Quicktime deliverable, this file isn't going to be what's put on Netflix or Amazon or any of the various platforms that go out into the world. This file is purely for those distributors to be able to extract any bit of deliverables they want out of this. So obviously when an audience member is watching it, they're not hearing all these tracks at once. That would be chaotic. But for distributors, we want to deliver this to them in one easy file so they can figure out what they need. It's all packaged together nice and tight and organized. Let's go back to the sequence here. Once you make your sequence and you lay everything out, you're going to want to put your stereo tracks as stereo clips onto the timeline. So left and right for our print master, and then left and right for our stereo M&E. Now with the 5.1 tracks, these are actually delivered to us from the audio house as mono channels. So let's look at them here in our bin. You can make sure these show up on your sequence when you drag them down and sync them up as mono by going over to audio channels and interpreting it clip channel format as mono. So if it's general rule here for me is if it's 5.1, it's mono. It's all broken up into mono. If it's stereo, you want it on your sequence as a stereo track. So you go over here to Modify Audio Channels, set this to stereo, and then you lay it out in this order. So stereo print master, stereo M&E, 5.1 print master, 5.1 M&E, and then I would put it in this order and do the same for both 5.1s. L, C, R, L, S, R, S, L, F, E. Left, center, right, left rear, right rear, and low frequency effect, which is subwoofer channel, and then do the same for this. Now, let's go back to our sequence settings here. Right click, you're going to go Modify Audio Channels. It's treating this as if the sequence were a clip, and it refers to it as a clip, even though it's not, it's a sequence. This isn't a piece of media, this is an arrangement of media. So you go to Modify Audio Channels. So it says active channels per clip. What this means is active channels per sequence. It's just using the same sort of dialog box that it would if this were a piece of media, but it's not, it's a sequence. So we're going to go through here and count all the tracks that we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we need 16 total tracks. So change that to 16. Make sure it looks like this. Channel 1, 1, channel 2, 2, channel 3, 3. Pretty simple so far. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to right click on the first track, track output channel assignments. You're going to make sure this is set on 1 and 2. Now, where this gets confusing is this looks like a mono track, but it can also be a stereo track. But what it does is audio 1 actually looks like this when you come over here to the audio track panel. It has a panner left and right. So what this is saying is when you assign it to 1 and 2, it's putting this track on channels 1 and 2 and panning it to the center. So if it's a stereo clip that's on here, it's going to show up, this is going on the left channel, this is going on the right. However, if it's a mono track, it's going to put it on 5 and 6. We don't want that. I'll get back to that in a second. So for the first stereo track you have, right click, check output channel assignments, 1 and 2, that's what we want. Second track, 3 and 4, that's what we want. Now we get over here, we look up here, it's at 1 and 2, it's panned to the center, 3 and 4, it's panned to the center. That's okay because these are stereo clips right here, this and this. This right here is not a stereo clip, it's a mono clip. So we go to track output channel assignments, 5 and 6, and we put the next one on 5 and 6. Whoops. Next one's on 5 and 6 too. Now, the way we assign this to just be on 5 and the way we assign this one to just be on 6 is we come over here and we pan it. So if you pan it all the way to the left, it's putting it on 5. This next track right here, which is track 4, is going on 6 because we're panning it to the right. We do that for all of these now. So track 5 is going on 7 and 8. Track 6 is going on 7 and 8. Track 7 is going on 9 and 10. This is going on 9 and 10. This is 11, 12. This is 11, 12. But each time, you can see it up here, when you assign this, you pan it, and you make sure you pan it. You only pan it for mono tracks. Now look at how all this looks clean and organized. The only ones that aren't panned are our first 2 tracks with stereo clips on them. Now, when you get over here, what you're going to have is all these little notches right here which represent the different tracks. And you play the film here, and you can see everyone's going at the same time. Now again, this is a deliverable file. This isn't an exhibition file. The deliverable file contains just various bits of data, audio, everything that's needed for the distributor to decide how they're going to put your film on the streaming platform or theater or whatever. So 16 active channels would just sound chaotic to the viewer. So now that this is all set up, save this. Usually a lot of distributors want a QuickTime file as ProRes 4444, and that's fine. So we'll just come over here to QuickTime. Now, I already have a preset set up. Whatever, we'll just create it from scratch. ProRes 444, you're going to match source, 1080p. The frame rate is what we want, 23976. Audio uncompressed, you want it at 48 kilohertz and 24-bit. This basic audio setting should match whatever format the audio was from your audio house. So the first stream that we want to create is going to be left and right. So since our first track was a stereo track, that's what we want. Since our second track was a stereo track, we want that as well. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Now for the rest of these, you go down here, you click 5.1. This L, C, R, L, S, R, S, if you remember, this is the order that I had it laid out. So you're going to want to select that. So this is our 5.1 print master, and it runs channels 5 through 10 in this order. So if you arranged them correctly over here, then this will all line up. So this is our print master. Now we want our 5.1 M and E. So we go 5.1 LCR, LS, RS, LFE, and that runs 11 through 16. And so that uses up our full 16 tracks exactly the way we want. Now you go over here and save this preset, call it whatever the heck you want, and then output your film as a 4444 ProRes with all this audio contained the way it should be. Now, if you run into this other issue, they sometimes ask for textless backgrounds. This is not audio related. If you see here, I have the text over the film. You can turn this track off. So here's the textless backgrounds. Now sometimes distributors want no text on the film so they can recreate these in a different language. So what you'll do is you'll take the shot that's underneath it, you'll move it to sometimes 30 seconds after the very last frame of the film or a minute after the very last frame of the film. You'll just lay it out here for them. So the distributor will go and they'll look a minute after the film and they'll find this file, they'll copy this, paste it in their sequence right here, and then redo these titles. So a lot of times if they ask you to do that, that's what they're asking for. So this has been a tutorial from Adam Orton, director of the film Amelia 2.0. I hope everyone goes on Facebook and checks it out. Also on IMDb, it's coming pretty soon to the world. I'm excited for this film. I've been working on it for 3 years, from just wearing various hats, and I hope a lot of people enjoy it. And it was thrilling getting to do it and also learn about all this cool stuff that Premiere does and how to prepare deliverables. So if you have anything you would like to add to this, please leave it in the comments on YouTube. Feel free to share it with your friends. Hopefully this helps you. If I did something wrong, please let me know. Like I said, leave it in the comments. This is a learning community. We all want to learn, so help everyone learn. And have a good day. Check out the film. Take it easy. Bye.